Hey, what is going on, road trippers? Road Trip Nate here, once again. Welcome back to the channel. Tonight, as the caption show, I'm going to rank the 5 major roller coasters at Silver Dollar City. Now, I know they've got Fire in the Hole, they've got a little kids roller coaster, but I'm going to rank the 5 major roller coasters they have because I am staying at the White Wing Lodge here in Branson, Missouri for a weekend getaway, which is basically a mile from the front entrance of Silver Dollar City here in Branson, Missouri. Basically a mile walking through the parking lot. So, like I said, it's a weekend getaway. I came up to Silver Dollar City. I spent about 4.5 hours at Silver Dollar City today. Walked as my Samsung Health deal on my phone showed. I walked about 8 miles today. Let me tell you, I feel it. I feel it. And my legs hurt walking the hills of Silver Dollar City. But, and I'll show you a video of these roller coasters. Let me, on the TV, which y'all cannot see, I'll show you an on-ride point of view for these rides. Let's get started. Number 5 is Thunderation. It's a good ride. Show you all the point of view. what I don't like about Thunderation, it's very, it shakes you around freaking every time I ride that ride. It freaking like jabs me in the sides. It's very clanky, it's the oldest ride, the oldest roller coaster Silver Dollar City has right now. So it's just very rickety, very jerky, decent ride. It nowhere near the other four rides Silver Dollar City has, but it's a good ride. Moving on, number 4, Powder Keg. Show you a POV of that. Now, this lift hill was part of the original Buzzsaw Falls lift hill. And the drop, the coming around the corner to the lift hill, and the drop right here, it's part of Buzzsaw Falls. Those two concrete barriers would have been where you splashed into the water. Powder Keg, it's it's an okay ride. The only thing that it really has is the launches you 0 to 60 in like 2 point some seconds. Moving on. Number 3, Time Traveler. Again, watch a POV. As soon as I find it. That was Time Traveler. A couple times that I've rode Time Traveler. Out of a handful of times I've rode Time Traveler. It's supposed to spin. It's a spinning roller coaster. The seats are supposed to spin. First time I rode it, my seat got stuck this way, so I went through the whole coaster, not spinning at all. Today, I rode it twice. It got stuck this way, and it got stuck backwards. So I went through the whole coaster backwards, which was not fun. But I rode it twice. Second time I rode it, it's spun, just like normal, just like it should have. It's a very unique ride. But Time Traveler is number 3. Number 2, possibly my favorite wooden roller coaster, Outlaw Run. Get you a POV up here. Here we go. As I said, Outlaw Run may be my favorite wooden roller coaster. No disrespect to the Texas Giant. I will do a top 5 on my favorite Six Flags Over Texas roller coasters. I've been to 5 amusement parks in my lifetime. I love going to amusement parks, but they've all been close to home. Silver Dollar City, Branson, Missouri. Six Flags Over Texas, Arlington. Frontier City, Oklahoma City. Worlds of Fun, Kansas City, Missouri. And Six Flags St. Louis, Missouri. But number 1. But okay, back to Outlaw Run. Every time I get on this coaster, when I get off this coaster, I'm like, that is exhilarating. That's a thrill ride. It's a thrill. I love it. It's an adventure every single time. I rode it 3 times today. And it's like, whoa, this is a great ride. That is why it is probably my favorite wooden coaster. And the mini series I'm going to be starting is my top 5s of different coasters. My top 5 favorite coasters I've rode. Top 5 steel coasters. Top 5 wooden coasters. Spoiler alert. Outlaw Run may possibly edge out the new Texas Giant as my favorite wooden coaster. But number 1 is a roller coaster I have rode, no lie, over 100 times. My personal record for this coaster is riding it 13 times in one day, 10 times in a row, getting off and back on, off and back. I'm talking about, for me, Old Faithful, Wildfire. Let's get you a POV. Now, visiting Silver Dollar City today, I noticed a few things that they have taken extreme precautions due to the current times, the coronavirus. When you first walk in, they take your temperature, make sure you don't have a fever. Then they put a wristband on you so everybody knows in the park that you've been checked. They require you to wear a mask during your entire visit to Silver Dollar City, except when you're on a water ride. So you have to wear a mask when you're on any other ride. They have an attendant there that gives you sanitizer before every single ride. They sanitize every single ride before every hour. So like if they open at 10 o'clock, at 11 o'clock, they sanitize the whole ride down and then send the ride out to dry before any guests can ride that ride. It takes a few minutes to do that, and they're doing their best to try to make sure everybody stays 6 feet apart. You know, it 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 was neat to it was different, definitely. One ride that I went on that I had been wanting to see all year, they were working on all year last year, was Mystic River Falls. I I waited an hour and 45 minutes to ride this ride. That's how long the lines were. Everybody that was visiting Silver Dollar City was in line to ride this ride. I thought it had only been maybe 30, 45 minutes that I was standing in line. It had been an hour and a half, and it was 15 minutes from that till I got to on the raft, which I was pretty close to getting on the raft at that point. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stand here and wait. I'm not gonna get off this ride out of line because I've been waiting this long. I'm just gonna wait. It had really great rapids. Then you go to this little platform after the rapids, and they take you up on this elevator, this little platform elevator, to where you can see the entire park up 10, 15 stories, and then it takes you through this little bend and down the tallest drop in the Western Hemisphere for a water ride at an amusement park. It was a good ride, but for an hour and 45 minutes, I did not get wet at all. But it was a decent ride. It was a good thrill ride. A couple other rides I would like to throw in there. Fire in the Hole. It's a good ride. Good dark ride. The Giant Barn Swing. Great ride. It launches you up, swings you around like that, and you get a first-hand view straight down of what is now Mystic River Falls. Used to be the Lost River of the Ozarks. But Silver Dollar City is a great place to go. Great old-timey feel. Everybody should experience that at least a few times in their life. Silver Dollar City. It's a great classic theme park. But that's going to do it for this episode. If you're new here, please feel free to hit that subscribe button after the video to stay notified on all my current and future whereabouts. And as always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know you care. As always, you can visit my Patreon page, patreon.com/RoadTripNate. Donate to this channel. But if not, if you enjoyed the video, and we are done.